So, welcome back to part 2. Now, with this one, we have the pleasure of having Amir, our coach, with us. He brings a different energy to the sparring. So, when Amir comes in first day, says we're sparring tomorrow, everybody has to spar. There's no excuses, there's no nothing. But the good thing about Amir and the beauty of Amir is he's got a massive heart. I mean, without him, we wouldn't be where we were, and we wouldn't be all together as one big team. Okay, so we owe a lot to Amir, but he brings a crazy amount of energy when he comes in there. But not only does he do that, he gives us guidance, he gives us advice on what we're doing, what we could do better. He also punches us. He also punches us, kicks us, and just loves seeing people actually, go in hard and get damaged a little bit. He's like a little bit weird, but in a good way. It shows that we're all working hard, and we put in just that little bit extra. We have to put in a little bit extra. Oh look, he's coming over to say hello to us. Hello Amir, how you doing? You see the energy that he gives. It's a crazy amount of different energy. My super coach. He's the best coach in the world, and that's me just putting my hand up while these guys do their first round. So, as I was saying about Amir, just gives us a bit of energy, just gives a different bit of energy, and he gives everybody coaching and guidance as to what we could potentially do better while we're actually doing it. So he's like the overseer. So when I say it's truly fantastic to have him here when we're doing this, it is truly fantastic because it's truly fantastic for everybody that's there. Not just like the likes of me, Andrew, Rory. It's like everybody that is taking part. He doesn't kind of scrimpy say any advice that he gives it to everybody. So as you can see, we have Rory there, myself getting ready. We are going to have a couple of other people joining us. Probably different from the first time, from the first video that you saw, because there was a couple of people that were away at that point in time. Probably made their excuses to not to spar. But this time, it's a different kettle of fish. So, just going back onto Amir and just the advice that he gives, if he can see gaps from there because he's always watching. He's the overseer. And for all of these guys that are learning on the job, it's just absolutely, essential that they get his coaching and they get his thing. As you saw there, a little kick from Amir. So the idea, as you can see through the 2 videos that you've seen, if you saw the one previously, it's about not necessarily trying to hit as hard as you possibly can. It's about the short, sharp punches being as quick as you possibly can. And not swing, because if you swing, especially Andrew, you'll see that coming from a mile, he's out of there. So it's the short, sharp, quick punches, getting your hand speed a little bit quicker, getting your foot movement a little bit quicker. And these are the things that we kind of learn on the job with each other and adjust ourselves, especially because I record all the videos. Adjust ourselves to make ourselves better. We can overview everything. I know from myself, from the first time I started body sparring with Andrew, since I've got in the house, till this point here, I've got better. My awareness has got better, my sharpness in punches has got better. Andrew spars with professional boxers that are active. We only spar with each other, so there's a difference basically. If you're sparring with active fighters who are fighting all the time, then you're going to learn from them and you're actually going to move yourself forward just that little bit better. So with that, Andrew spars with them, I spar with Andrew, so I learn from Andrew, because Andrew has to adjust all of his foot movement, his punches, his delivery, etc. Then when I spar with him, I kind of get to understand how he moves, and it's a process. Like I say, we spar every 2 weeks, so it's basically a process that we go through. It's a great process. I absolutely love it. Me, Andrew, Rory, absolutely love it. So with me getting better, my punches getting sharper, I always review my videos anyway, just to see how much better I can actually do. My foot movement, while I'm standing, my movement, my reaction more than anything else, because with Andrew, you have to react quite quickly and you have to kind of throw it a little bit lighter. So it's not worth everybody throwing big hard punches, because they're just not going to land. I'm going to see it, Andrew's going to see it, and we're going to be out of there before they actually land. So it's the short, sharp punches and more the accumulation of punches that you've got to throw. So you've got to throw more kind of frequent punches, probably about 50-60%, aiming for targets. So again, it sets you up for higher, like if you was to spar with somebody else in a ring, it sets you up for that as well, because you're always ready for that reaction, you're always ready for that short, sharp punches, and they're the ones that are actually going to hurt, and they're the ones that are actually going to land. So in the last video, I don't think we saw Trainer Alex. So Trainer Alex, we call him Trainer Alex because there's two Alexes in the house. Trainer Alex, Professor Alex, should I say, hasn't really put on a pair of gloves, or hasn't really laced a pair of gloves until he got into this house, when he first started getting into the house. So Alex's background is kind of weight training, so he was a professional bodybuilder. That's a great body shot there. He was a professional bodybuilder. Then, prior to that, he used to play football. So I'm sure if we put on a set of football boots, then he would actually just properly run rings around us. This is a different kettle of fish. You cannot beat this kind of form of training, and it's basically an understanding that you're going to get hit. You don't really want to get hit, and like if you see his feet are like football feet. Like he wants to move all the time, but he has to plant his feet. We're actually teaching him to actually plant his feet. Again, if you could hear the audio on this, the instruction that he is giving him, he's giving him exactly that. I'll be giving him that. Like he just moves his feet, so there's no kind of purchase on his shots. And more to the point, he's nervous about getting hit. You can see that he's nervous about getting hit. I think on this one, he gets punched into the suitcases. And then coming up, I'm sure there's a fantastic body shot. Oh no, there you go. He totally punched in the suitcases. That's more of him though, like not having stable feet, more him moving around too much. The body shot's going to come there. Lovely. So that's more of him not having stable feet and not having the kind of confidence in his own punching. The more he moves around, the more he's off balance, totally off balance, and he can't actually lay a hand. But for someone that's come from his background, not knowing anything about it, and just basically getting there and doing it, it's a mental toughness that you kind of accumulate when you're actually doing this. Okay, so you're probably nervous, you're probably a little bit scared, but obviously Amir's standing there, so you can't say no. And you just basically have to go through it. So from his background to basically doing this, you can only admire him for his kind of mental toughness, his mental resilience, and his physical resilience of actually going through it. You can see like Rory here probably got a little bit of coaching from Amir, so looks a little bit better. Still doesn't want to get it, but then when you react, then Andrew just like super reacts to that. So another person that you can see sitting down in the chair there is Mr. Elusive. He's called the Ghost. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere, and he's nowhere. But he always puts on a set of gloves and comes to spar with us, even though he's pretty much in exactly the same boat as Alex, in the sense of obviously he hasn't put on a set of gloves before coming into this house. He hasn't even put on a set of gloves since he was in the house. But he's seeing us doing it, he wants a part of it. And again, I cannot stress enough, I mean I've mentioned it on my last podcast about which is fitting in form, which is only in Rumble, that it takes a certain type of mental toughness. You have all of these keyboard warriors saying, yeah, I'll do that, I'll do that. You do that until you get hit. When you get hit, you don't want to get hit anymore. So you'll sit out. Okay? These guys don't sit out. We just go through. Not because of the pressure that we're on from Amir or anything else. I think it's like, as much as they don't want to do it, they just do it anyway. You know? We don't necessarily hit them hard. So we're not we're not that evil that we're gonna, drop as such. And I say that after Alex just got dropped, but that was just a perfectly timed half power body shot. And it was accurate. What it is for them is more getting used to the idea that, they can do it, they can punch, and getting over that mental kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, the mental barriers that it creates when going in there knowing that you're not as good as the likes of Andrew, the likes of Rory, and even down to myself, but actually just going through it and getting over those barriers, getting over those little demons that you may have in your head, and actually just going through it. And when you speak to these guys afterwards, they absolutely, they feel better within themselves. And again, something that I spoke about mental resilience and mental toughness on my podcast. So here I am, sparring with Alex, and as I'm sparring with him, I'm actually getting him to basically try to get him to plant his feet. I've powered down, so it's still quick, but they're kind of light taps, but they're light taps to the same spot every single time. So again, you might feel a little bit nervous he might feel that it hurts, but it's not. It's powered down and it's in the same spot. But we're trying to get him to, probably saw him near there, trying to get him to kind of plant his feet and actually punch. There is a point in this where I'm like, okay, cool, punch me, come on, now stand solid, punch me, or I'll punch you back. And the more you don't punch, or the more you don't try and intercept my punches or react to my punches, the more I'm just going to punch you and keep punching you and keep punching you. And that's not what, we kind of try to install. We try to encourage our guys so they can have the confidence to actually, come up against this. Nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's going to get bloody noses, knocked out, or black eyes or anything else like that. So they'll be able to see whatever they need to see in the morning. But it's just getting them to kind of push forward and go through those little demons that they may have and those little barriers that they may have. And it forms, what it tends to form there after that is a real good camaraderie, and it forms with all of us, it forms a bond. After that, like I say, after the sparring, they're more confident within themselves to actually come into it again, because they know that it's not going to be that much of a tough battle. There's a level of fitness in this where you kind of push. I think any form of combat within myself is probably some of the toughest training regimes that you can actually go through. And boxing, in my eyes, personally, is a lot easier than, say, kickboxing. That's me explaining to him that he needs to plant his feet. Boxing, in my eyes, is a lot easier than kickboxing. Kickboxing is a lot harder because the legs are the heaviest muscles in your body, and you have to lift them constantly and kick, and there's more dangers with elbows and knees, etc., rather than just hands where you can see them. Sometimes you can just see them coming. So I'm sitting here just basically chewing off all your ears, just talking about everything we're going through here. This is Yusuf, Mr. Elusive, the Ghost. And again, you can see that he's not got that much experience, but he's just watched us and he's just basically applying what he's been told. And I know you can't hear it right now because you're just probably listening to music while my voiceover is going on, but he's having instructions from me as we are speaking. So what I'm going to do, guys, is let you guys enjoy the rest of the video, because I think I've spoken quite a lot and I've covered various different subjects on this. So you can, if you want to know more about the mental toughness and the mental fitness that you want to go through, you can tune into my podcast, which is Fit and Informed. I think I mentioned that before, which is only on Rumble. I'm going to put all of the links to my channels, plural, my Instagram, down in the description. So if you've got any questions at all, please feel free to ask them. My Telegram channel is going to be, there's going to be a link to my Telegram channel as well. So in a nutshell, enjoy the rest of the video. I hope you enjoyed the last one. If not, go back and watch that one as well. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because again it helps me for some more content, and there is going to be loads more videos coming soon. Just have to go through the editing process again. But there's going to be loads more videos coming soon that you're going to see with all of the sparring within here. And if there's anything that you want to see that you haven't seen before, whether it be boxing, kickboxing, my personal training, my own personal training, please feel free to leave a comment and ask. So on that note, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Oh, and thank you for support.